Most times, students find a subject or course very difficult, and the reason is they lack the ability to understand such courses. I could remember some years back, I find it very difficult to understand some complex concepts in mathematics and other subjects to the extent that I get frustrated and disturbed along the way. Not until I found some techniques that actually helped me to understand those courses very easily, and since then, I've improved astonishingly. Right here on today's video, I will share with you the techniques that I applied that helped me improve my understanding of different subjects or topics. If this is your first time of visiting my channel, welcome to my channel. On this channel, I drop tips and strategies that can help students improve in their academics. And if that sounds like something you are interested in, please consider subscribing to my channel right now. The very first technique that I apply while studying a particular subject or topic that seems so very difficult is to break down the concept. Now, what I mean by breaking down the concept is that, for example, you might come across some certain concepts that is so complex for you to comprehend. It's very important for you to break them down into smaller chunks. There are steps in which you can take in order to break them down into smaller chunks. Now, the very first step is to get a dictionary. And the second step is to make sure that you take notes while you are studying that particular thing. And another thing is to analyze the relevance of a particular concept. Now, what I mean by analyzing the relevance of a particular concept is that if you come across a particular word in a dictionary while you are trying to read something, and you check up the dictionary on that particular word can have different meanings, and it is left to you, and it's very important for you to look for the meanings that suit the context that you are trying to read from the textbook or in your notes to enhance your understanding of that particular concept that you are trying to read in any subject or topic. Let me take, for example, a particular concept in economics, and this will actually help you to break down concepts into smaller chunks instead of comprehending the whole thing at once. For example, consider the word dynamic inconsistency. Now, looking at that concept is a whole concept on its own, and if I really want to understand such thing, I'll break the concept down into manageable chunks such that we have dynamic and we have inconsistency. Check the meaning of dynamic and also check the meaning of inconsistency. And when you weigh the two meanings together, if you bring them together, it will actually give you an holistic meaning of what that concept is talking about. Dynamic means time changes, and inconsistency means irregularity. So if you join these concepts together, it will actually give you a meaning that says like this: changes in preferences over time. So it actually explains how human preferences changes over time, and if you keep doing like that for any other concept you come across while you are reading a particular topic or anything, it will help you to understand such things. The first thing to break down is to get a dictionary. The next thing is to make sure you take notes, because while you take notes, you are actually actively engaging yourself. It will help you focus more. And another technique that I've actually applied over time as a student is that you should make analogies. Now, for example, if you are trying to learn a particular thing in your textbook or in your notes, in order to enhance your understanding of that particular concept, it is very important for you to make analogies. Now, this is what I mean by analogies. Now, for example, you have a concept in your note. Look for real life examples that actually best explain that particular concept, and it will enhance your understanding of such thing. Now, for example, let's take the word simultaneous equation, for example. Now, looking at the word simultaneous equation, now you check the word simultaneous. When you say something is simultaneous, that is two things are going on at the same time. You can cite an analogy of two individuals working at the same time by taking the same step at the same time, and that will actually help you to understand the word simultaneous. And applying it to equation, you will understand that two equations are solved at the same time in order to give two certain values. Another way you can make analogies, let's consider the word production. For example, if you are reading the word production from an economics textbook or any place, reading the meaning itself looks like something that is very abstract to you. But if you make an analogy of, or you have a picture in your mind, or you visualize that, okay, take for example, you have a particular industry that they engage in the production of a particular product in such a way that you put in certain inputs and you bring out certain output. For example, you can cite an example of an industry where they produce bread. You input flour and you get out bread. If you visualize that particular experience in your brain while you are trying to understand the word production, it will enhance your understanding. So if you actually make analogies when you're trying to understand a particular concept, it will help you to have a real life example of such thing, and it will reduce the tendency of you forgetting such concepts. Like to another technique you can apply while you are trying to understand anything you are reading is to engage in active reading. For example, when I was an undergraduate student, anytime I'm trying to learn a voluminous material, we have so many materials to read at a particular time. What I do most times is that I take that material, I actually jot those materials down in another book, and while jotting those material, it actually helps me to engage more with the material because it enhances my focus, and it also helps me to understand such thing, and it also reduces the tendency of me forgetting that particular thing I'm trying to jot down at a particular time. Another point is practice problem solving. Now, this can actually you can apply this particular technique in any mathematical related courses or any subject that warrants you to practice a particular calculation or anything. If you are trying to learn a topic, let's say simultaneous equation in mathematics, your teacher taught you that particular concept, and in order for that thing to stick and to enhance your understanding of such topic, it is very important for you to practice over and over again. Get several questions on that particular topic and solve as much as you can. And the more you solve, the more your understanding solidifies. Because if you try to learn something and you don't practice what you are trying to learn, how else do you want to understand a particular thing? So it is very important for you to practice problem solving, get problems from different textbooks, and make sure you practice them very well. Another technique you can apply is seek different perspectives. Now, this is what I've actually applied a lot of times, and it has actually helped me through my academic journey. Now, for example, if I'm trying to read a particular concept in my notes, and although I might have a particular understanding of that particular concept I'm trying to read, but I take it upon myself to meet some of my colleagues and actually seek their perspective about that particular concept. And when I do such, I discover that the way they understand that particular concept is actually different from the way I actually perceived it. And through that, it has actually added to what I actually read, and it has actually solidified my understanding of that particular course. And this rests on the fact that do not isolate yourself while you're trying to learn. It is very important for you to meet up with your colleagues while you're trying to learn, and that will help you seek different perspective of different views about a particular topic. And in fact, you have enough things to write when you are doing your exam or test. And in fact, even in your oral exams, you have much thing to dish out because you are not relying on your own understanding alone. You are actually resting on the shoulders of those that actually explain that thing to you one way or the other. Another method you can use to seek different perspectives is also to watch different videos online. If you watch different videos online on a particular course, it will help you understand that particular thing. I have tried this a lot of times and it has helped me a lot. Now, another technique you can apply is to seek multiple resources. Now, this has actually helped me a lot during my undergraduate days, and I really want you to apply such thing. Now, it is not enough for you to rely on a particular textbook anytime you are trying to study or in a particular note. It is very important for you to seek different materials about that particular concept you are trying to read, because that is the only way you can actually seek different perspectives from different materials, and also it will solidify your understanding about that particular thing. For example, if you are trying to read a particular concept from a textbook, there are times that while explaining that concept in the textbook, the writer or the author actually compressed the whole thing, and you might not be able to grasp what that thing is talking about. But if you seek different resources on that particular concept you are trying to read, you can get like up to 5 or 3 resources. Watch videos online, read different textbook on that particular concept. It will help you understand it more, and you won't have any issue trying to understand a particular topic or subject anytime you are trying to study. Another important concept you should take note of while you are trying to anytime you are trying to understand any difficult subject or course is to review and revisit. It is very important because you can't just read something once and get it. It is not possible. It is not possible. So it is very important for you to revisit and review that thing. While applying all these concepts, it is very important for you to stay patient because in the learning process, it takes time. So it is very important to stay patient and keep grinding and keep pushing on, even if you face challenges in trying to understand this thing. Because it happens to me a lot. For example, I can just come across a particular concept in a book or in a textbook, and I can be on it for about 5 to 6 hours trying to grasp that particular concept or try to understand it. It takes time, so it's very important for you to stay patient while you are doing that, and it will help you along the way. So I encourage you to apply these techniques, and if you apply these techniques that I've actually stated to you, it will increase your confidence when you are trying to understand a particular thing, and it will also enhance your ability to understand anything at any particular time astonishingly. And I've applied this thing over and over again, and it has yielded great results for me. So if you got so much value from this video, please like the video and also subscribe to my channel, and you can check other videos that can help you understand and remember or solidify what you've learned, what you are trying to learn at any particular time. So thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next video.